philanthropy to me is, it has a class distinction. It has an aura that means it is something that the wealthy do. And most of the time when you look at the way in which philanthropy is administered, I often look at it as somebody buying their right to a greater humanity than they in fact lived. And somehow philanthropy was the way in which those who crushed humanity veiled that fact by just giving to those whom they crushed, giving to those whom they abused. And for me, the idea of philanthropy always carried with it a great suspicion as to what motivates this philanthropy. Once you get past that initial question, I then began to understand the importance of having to encourage philanthropy to invest itself in the issues of justice, so that it became more productive for me to seduce philanthropy to the causes that I felt committed to change than just to ignore philanthropy and treat it as a class issue and move on elsewhere. It made no sense. And in that context, I began to develop friendships and relationships with fairly powerful people and institutions that showed a great deal of philanthropy, or responded with a great deal of philanthropy. And a lot of them, we wouldn't have achieved many of the things we did had it not been for their intervention. So despite the ambivalence, despite the conflicts, besides trying to wrestle with the definition, I soon got over that because there's a lot of complicated things to the system of life that we have found ourselves in, both economically and politically. And life is a constant sorting out of how to make this thing work.